Okay. BOOZHOO! And welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO. Over here, the lovely and the talented. Oh, you! Natasha. IKADONBOOZHOO, Weenie Mushane. Say hello, sweetheart. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, not too bad. You know, for a Monday. Yep, for a Monday. And over here, we have the rock star cartoonist himself, Michael Lyons. IKADONBOOZHOO, Niji. Say hello, my brother. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. And how are you on this fine day after prayer day? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Not too bad. I like your cartoon of Vinnie Vincent. Yeah, I did that a while ago. Only real Kiss fans know who that is right away. If you don't know who Vinnie Vincent is, don't even call yourself a Kiss fan. But let's see who's here. Hey, Brandy Marie's here. Bonjour, Brandy. Oh, wow. It's nice to see you. And what she says, 2 days in a row for the gold star. Oh, that's right. Let's give a gold star to Brandy Marie. She's our gold star recipient because she's first in line. Well done, my girl. You get the gold star for the day. And a silver star for Gwen. Hey, sweetie, Gwen Carney's here. Hey, Gwen Carney, how are you? You get a silver star. Bonjour. Gwen says, good morning. Danica loved the book and the inscription was perfect. Oh, I'm so glad she liked it. We sent a book to Gwen's little girl. Or one of Michael's books anyway. The Rockstar Cartoonist. Why do you call yourself a rockstar cartoonist? Is it because you make cartoons of rock stars? I do a lot of rockstar cartoons actually. But no, I call myself a rockstar cartoonist because I play music and I draw cartoons. Well, wouldn't that make you just a musician cartoonist? Yeah, you can call me that, I guess. Nah, I like rockstar cartoonist. Plus, that's the name of your autobiography too, huh? Yeah, don't mention that though. Michael once did a comic book. I told you not to mention that. Who cares? Michael once did a comic book called Rockstar Cartoonist. And every page was 1 year of his life up until, what, were you like 45 or something? Yeah, something like that. And it's a little black and white comic book. And if you want to order it, you can click the link to Amazon.com. But a better book, if you don't mind me saying to order, is Dog and My Ingun. Dog and My Ingun is a book written by the rockstar cartoonist Michael Lyons. My Ingun means wolf. My Ingun. And a dog in Ojibwe is Anamosh. And this is a book, it counts to 10 in Ojibwe. The dog, he speaks in English, so he's like, oh, 1. And then Ma Ingun speaks Ojibwe, and he'll be like, Beijig. And they count to 10, running through the woods, counting out animals and birds and whatever. So, but that's, I'm getting ahead of myself. Promoting your books. Ma Ingun is a wolf. Anamosh is a dog. And on this, Ishwa, Anima E, Gija Good. On this day after prayer day. That's what we called Monday, huh, sweetie? We sure did. And do. Yeah, I guess we do, huh? Monday is the day after prayer day. Because Sundays are prayer day, I guess. Although, I'm learning that that's all been, whatever the word is. I guess the Sabbath is supposed to be on Saturdays. And somehow the church got it all screwed up, and now we're going to church on Sundays. And even the Ojibwe people are like, oh yeah, Sunday's, that's church day. But I think Saturday was supposed to be the day of rest. But whatever. Ishwa Anime E Gija Good is the day after prayer day. And so you got to ask yourself, in the Anishinaabe way, in the Ojibwe values, the 7 grandfather teachings, huh, sweetie? You tell him, sweetie. The 7 grandfather teachings, the 7 Anishinaabe values. One of them is humility. Dabadain Diziwin. And that is, the wolf represents humility. Why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, a wolf is to a dog what like a traditional Indian is to a colonized descendant. You think so? Yeah, something kind of like that. A wolf represents true humility. You see, the dog, the Anamosh, back in the days of the grandfathers, there were only Ma'ingan. There weren't even any dogs yet. And the Ma'ingan lived by a strict code. They were pack animals. Nobody was better than the other. No, that's not true. There's always one alpha male pack animal leader of the pack. But it was known that in a wolf way, that the leader was the most humble, modest of the whole group. He made sure everybody else was okay first. He led his pack of wolves to where they could hunt, to where they could find shelter, water, and but he never wanted to be called king. He wasn't the chief of the wolves. He was the humble leader, the Ma'ingan. Well, eventually the day came, one of these dogs, he was like, you know what? I'm tired of following this leader. Yeah, sure, he leads us to, hunting rabbits and whatever, deer. But, I've been watching them humans. I've been seeing how they live, they go on hunting and then they cook their food and, they got families, they sleep inside, I'm a little too good for this wolf lifestyle. I'm going to go take on the characteristics of the human being. And so the wolf left the pack. And he went down to the humans. He's like, hey, dude, guess what? I'm your best friend. I will be man's best friend. Hey, you want me to fetch a stick? I'll go do that. Why not? And it looked like he was being humble. Sometimes he would learn to shake, to roll over, to play dead. Eventually that wolf became an Anamosh. He became a dog. And he taught his children, his offsprings, how to look cute, so they don't look scary. But in this way, they turned their back on the wolf kind. They said, no, no, you guys are primitive. You're backwards. You know, you're living out with the mosquitoes and that. I don't think so. We're going to live with the human beings. Now this worked out well for the Anamosh who met the Ojibwe. Because the Ojibwes were like, hey, yeah, sure, man, move in. Yeah, you can sleep with me and the old lady. They became the pets of the Ojibwe. They became family members. They would move right in with the humans. They played with their children. You know, they'd pretend to guard, you know, whatever. But mostly they were just friendly to everybody. They were just there. But to the dogs that found themselves with the Dakota people, same beginning, very different ending. You see, one day the dog came up to the Dakota man. He was like, hey, I can be your best friend. I'm a dog. And the Dakota said, hey, I'd like to have you over for dinner. The dog was like, hey, see, this is great. Stupid wolves. I'll be living with the Dakota. I'm going to have dinner with the Dakota. And they're like, no, you're not with, you're going to be the dinner. And sure enough, he gets over to the Indian guy's place and he, pot of boiling water. He plops that dog right in there. And he goes, honey, we're having hot dog for dinner again. And this is the story of how Anamosh, of how Maingan became Anamosh, of how the wolf eventually became the dog. Because that's the thing that people forget. About what? About dogs. They're the wolf cousin. They're kind of like your city cousin, who your uncle married a Norwegian lady, and then they had like really cute kids, but they lived in a city and they kind of forget their old wolf ways. They don't go hunting anymore or racing. They're not in touch with the ancestors. They become dogs. But boy, sometimes it's tough. I even use that term dog in kind of a non-politically correct way. It's like, oh, you're dogging that guy. Quit dogging him. It's like, oh, do you like that girl? Nah, she was a dog. Real mutt. That's not cool. That's kind of like racist or something, huh, sweetie? It sure is. They shouldn't say that. But nobody gets it worse than a wolf. Really? Yeah, think about all the stories where the bad guy's the wolf. He's like, oh, I'm the big bad wolf. Oh no, look at us. We're 3 little pigs. We wouldn't hurt anybody. Yeah, guess what? Pigs will eat people too. But no, it's got to be the wolf who's the bad guy. Hey, Danella is here. Bonjour. She says, good morning, been a while. Your shows always make for a good day, good start to my day. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. It's nice to see you again. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's so nice to have you back. And the Soul Man's here too. Good morning, crew. Great job on the gold star, Brandy. Yeah, Brandy's really kind of showing everybody how it's done. I don't mean to dog the rest of yous, but... But anyway, so the big bad wolf. And then you look at Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, look at me. I'm just a poor defenseless girl in the woods. And, let's not forget, she's in the wolf territory. Yeah, no kidding. Nobody asked the wolf if it was okay for her to go into his territory. So the wolf's minding his own business. Little girl in a red cape and a hood and a basket of goodies shows up. Naturally, he's going to ask, hey, where are you going? What's up with this? You're in the middle of the woods, kid? Where are your parents? And she's like, oh, it's okay. I'm going to my grandmother's house. Because you see, back in the days of their grandfathers, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. And her mother said, hey, you know what? You're, what are you, 8 or 9 by now? I think it's okay for you to travel through the wilderness in a bright red hood and cape, but because I'm going to bring some goodies. I want you to bring these goodies in this little wicker basket to your grandma. She lives over the hill and through the woods, the wolf-infested woods. Would you do me a solid, kid? Would you deliver this to your grandma? She's my mother-in-law. And Little Red Riding Hood is like, yeah, okay, I guess. I mean, what you gonna do? So she starts off on her journey and she gets into the deep woods on her way to see Grandma with her basket of goodies. And so the racist storyteller of this story, a bunch of racists, because, you know, stereotypical wolf comes out. Hey, Little Red, where you going with that basket? Well, you know, I'm going to my grandma's. Gonna bring this goodies to my grandma. Why? So, all by yourself, are you? You know, I am a wolf. I could just kill you now, but tell you what, I'm gonna let you on your way. Don't worry about where I'm going. And she's like, okay, huh. Talking wolf, you know, whatever. So she keeps going. Well, meanwhile, you know, that big old bad wolf, he circles round, and, you know, he's a lot faster than Little Red Riding Hood. She's just a little girl. He's a wolf. So he gets to Grandma's cabin. You know, she's got a cabin all by herself, way deep in the woods. You know, can't even get food for herself. You know, daughter-in-law's got to send her, you know, a basket of what? Caramel rolls. You know, oh, thanks. This is really gonna help. So she gets there and she's all by herself, no man, no guns. And, you know, knock at the door, Grandma shows up. Doesn't even, you know, doesn't have a chain or nothing, just swings open the door. Oh, hello. Goes, hey, I'm the big bad wolf. I can talk, and I'm a murderer. She's like, oh, come in. Would you like to, you know, kill me and wear my clothes? Goes, hey, you read my mind. So he kills the grandma and he puts on her clothes like a creep. And he doesn't just kill her and like hide the body. He eats her up. He devours her whole. There's no bones, no blood, nothing. So he ate a whole human being, and then he puts on her clothes and he gets in her bed. This is the story of nightmares. I don't know why we tell children this story. So eventually, Little Red Riding shows up. Or Little Red Riding Hood. That girl. Why is her name just describing what she does and what she wears? They couldn't bother to give Little Red Riding Hood. You know, it's like calling me Blue Bandana. Well, then Blue Bandana shows up and tells a story. So anyway, Little Red Riding shows up. She knocks on the door. No, it's just walks in, I guess. She's like, Grandma, where are you? And the wolf, who's not wearing a mask, or, you know, he's just wearing a nightgown and is in bed. But I guess he's got one of those old style sleeping things that old ladies would wear. So, and glasses. She puts, this horrible big bad wolf puts on the dead grandma's glasses, you know. Little Red Riding Hood comes in. She doesn't even recognize her grandma. She's stupid. She goes, but you know something's wrong. She goes, hey, Grandma, I brought you a bag of goodies. And she goes, huh, Grandma, what big eyes you have. And the big wolf, bad wolf goes, oh, yeah, well, you know, better to see you with, my dear. Throws in a my dear, you know, he thinks that's what grandmas say. Oh, better to see you with, my dear. She says, yeah, but Grandma, what big ears you have. I don't remember you having those big wolf ears. And the wolf goes, well, the better to hear you with, my dear. You know, yeah, I know I look like big-eyed, big-eared wolf, but, you know, look at the bright side. I'm your grandma. I can hear you better with these ears. And then Little Red Riding Hood's finally, yeah, but I don't remember, Grandma, what big teeth you have. And the wolf goes, Oh, the better to eat you with. And he just, I don't know if he just went for her neck or how that worked. They don't really describe. But he kills. Does he kill her? No, he doesn't kill her. Just then. He tries to kill her. But luckily, a random character who hasn't been introduced to the story at all. In the last minute, the writer goes, oh, wait, okay, woodsman. A friendly lumberjack comes by with either an axe or a chainsaw. Probably a chainsaw. And he just bursts in the door and goes, stand back, Little Red. I'm going to kill this wolf in Grandma's clothing. And so, vroom, vroom, and he kills the wolf. So, the end. Go to sleep, kids. That's your children's story for the day. Oh, what happened to Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, well, she was traumatized, of course. Her grandmother was murdered, and kind of like Spider-Man, she could have stopped the murderer when she had a chance, but she didn't know. So she's partly responsible. So she spent the rest of her life in grief and trauma. And the wolf died, he went to hell. Eventually the lumberjack guy, he was arrested. You can't just kill. No, it's just a wolf. It's okay. I was going to say he was arrested for killing a grandma, even if he thought he was getting revenge. That's not how justice works. But when they looked at the case, they went, oh, no, it's okay. It's just a wolf. If that had been a person who had eaten grandma, even though the wolf could talk, it would be a crime. But no, that's okay. It's just a wolf. Go ahead. Carve him up with your chainsaw. And the moral of the story... What's the moral of the story of Little Red Riding Hood? Don't visit Grandma. Don't visit Grandma. That's the moral of this story. Tune in tomorrow for more white people stories. Why are they popular? What are they meant to teach us? Ma'ingan is the wolf. And Anamosh is a dog. They both get kind of not treated that well. It's true. Who do you think gets treated worse in stories, dogs or cats? Do cats get treated badly? Yeah, now that I mentioned that, I can't even think of a story about a cat. What about Puss in Boots? That's a men's magazine. Don't be gross. Yeah, I never knew what that story was. I just saw a graphic once, a cartoon. It was a cat wearing like pirate boots. And they're like, oh, this is a story of Puss in Boots. And you're like, what? Why don't you call him a cat? I don't understand. Is that an English thing? As I walk. Hey, Wisani's here. All right. Thumbs up, Wisani. How you doing, Niji? Talking to you, the one holdout. Who hasn't given us a thumbs up yet? I'm not saying the holdout was Jessica Wabooz. I don't want to say that, but it's being heavily implied. Yeah, Jessica. She's stingy with those thumbs up. She don't like to give them out. She's like, oh, they're meaningless if I give them out every time. You've got to earn a thumbs up from Jessica. She's like, yeah, but wait. Shows hasn't been on that long. We'll see if it's thumbs upable. Thumbs up worthy. Is it thumbs up worthy? Or is it thumbs down worthy? Somebody tunes in almost every day just to tell us we suck. Which is awesome. Moyingan. Wolf. Anamosh. Dog. I saw a poster once. It said the wolf and the Indian man are brothers because they're both misunderstood and feared. Do you think so? Yeah. I don't think anybody's afraid of Indian guys. You know, I mean, if you want to look at the world through, oh, everybody's racist and they are all out to get me. Yeah, okay then. But in my experience, I was talking to, it was actually, hey, Jessica, I wasn't able to write back yet. But we were talking on BOOZHOO Crew page about how far left the left has gone. And she sent this great cartoon. Shows us like in 1988 or whatever. And be like, a little cartoon of you, be me, my friends on the left, and then center was, right of me, and then way back over right were the far right people. And then it goes up to 2021, and now the center has moved. My leftist friends have just run way left. And they're so far over there that they drag the center with them. I'm sitting on the right side of center with all the people I used to tease back in the 80s, the conservatives and, family values people. It's like, oh no, think of the children. Yeah. And it all comes back to the whole, I used to mock the very idea. Oh, the gay agenda. The gay agenda. What do you think, they're having meetings? Okay, today on the gay agenda, let's co-opt the rainbow. And we're going to bring back short shorts for men. What else is on the agenda today? What's Madonna up to? Let's get her on the agenda. But, so we were talking about just how crazy things have gotten. And I was thinking about the whole transgender thing. And the kids are going back to school, and it's just heating up because the teachers are finally like, parents, shut up. We are going to do this thing here. We're going to teach your kids certain values, certain truths, whether you like it or not. Who do you think has been feeding these kids 2 of their 3 meals a day? Yeah, us. Who teaches them about the birds and bees? Us, the teachers. Who's teaching them about their history? Well, we're going to teach them everything now. We're going to teach them about racism and about white supremacy and about how it's okay to choose your own gender. And we're going to teach them about homosexuality and about masturbation. And like, I find myself going, what? That's crazy. What, are you guys out of your minds? What happened? I used to be like one of the first trans activists. I mean, I was a gender bender myself. This is what Jessica, Booz and I were discussing. When I was a teenager, I wore eyeliner, had a long dangling earring, bandanas on my ankles, ripped up t-shirts, my belly showing, whatever. And, my heroes were either gay or trans, like David Bowie, Kiss for that matter. Every heavy metal guy, And so I used to think, yeah, I'm hip, I'm left. I'm way left, man. I'm the ally. And now I turn around to 2021, and they're like, guess what? The boys are coming into the girls' locker room. And if you don't accept this, you're a bigot. I'm like, what? I'm a bigot now? I used to be cool. But no, get out of the girls' room. Are you out of your mind? And quit talking about this sex stuff with little children. Why do I gotta say this out loud? Well, because there is an agenda. There always has been. Your grandma and the church ladies were right. It started with, okay, don't say gay. That's mean. That makes them feel bad. It's like, oh, come on. What's not gay about a musical? But, hey, don't say that. You must be, an ally. That's just like being racist. Don't be, whatever a gay person wants and does, that's great. Pride. You should be proud of that. You know. Hey, Grandpa, Grandma, guess what I did at the gay club last night? I'm so proud. Took some pictures, took some video, Grandma. Take a look. I was backstage at the Village People concert. You know, pride. And so now, you know, your kids are going back and parents are like, number one, quit framing it to where I look like the intolerant one, because I don't want my son getting confused with Gonzo becoming trans. You know, okay, should we have the debate? Do you guys really want to have the debate about what, you know, you're forcing us to have to say, dude, you're still a dude. Nobody thinks you're a woman. Quit telling these kids that just because they want to play with dolls, that makes them a girl. That's nothing to do with anything. I don't know. What's going on here? Hey, Adam's here. Bonjour, Adam. Adam's message retracted. Do you think I said something to offend Adam? Do you think Adam's transgendered? Yeah, probably. Well, whatever, Adam. You can't. Freedom of speech is protecting speech you don't like. You don't need to protect. Oh, yeah, everyone's the same. Awesome, you know. No. I'm just kidding, you guys. Jessica says, yeah, I saw something just the other day about a parent who reached out to their principal with some concerns that the material being taught in her child's elementary classroom, and the principal told them they can send their child to another school if they don't like it. Yeah, the teachers and the principals are pushing back. They go, hey, shut up. You know, we're not going to, you know, they're not going to apologize for teaching just propaganda. Oh, America was, we invented racism. And, you know, if it wasn't for black women, they would still have racism today, you know. Critical race theory. Jesse says, why the face kind of response is that? You saw what I did there? W28TF, why the face? We pay for these schools through taxes, and they don't care what parents have to say anymore. Disgusting. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Teachers are the worst, and the administrators, because they think they have the moral high ground as teachers. It's astounding, you know. For years, the teachers in the schools always kind of pretended that it was the parents and the families who they were serving. And now that they're finally getting called out, I'm like, no, wait a second. You guys are not teaching what we want our kids to learn. You're trying to instill values. Whether or not I agree with those values, you know, all this woke ideology. I guess that's one way to put it. It's a woke ideology. You know, trans lives matter. America's racist. Women are oppressed. Whatever the agenda. That's a religion. And, you know, the schools, they're just pushing this one religious ideology. You know, the gender is a social construct. Oh, no, you just choose that. It's because of TV. That the boys happen to behave like boys and girls happen to behave like girls. That's nothing to do, you know. We figured it out in this generation that everybody was wrong throughout history until our generation. Now we know. And the most important thing in the world is never to make anyone feel uncomfortable, especially if they're stepping out of line. You know, oh, I feel like a girl. You know, I want to play on the girls' basketball team. And I want to shower with them. Don't you discriminate. It's like, well, doggone it. I didn't want to. You know, we've all been cool with just going, hey, what do you want to call yourself? Caitlin? You got it. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I get the door for you? You know, we'll play along with, but now that it's being pushed down our throats and your intolerance to people who don't agree, you're begging to get people to push back. Okay, listen. You know this whole trans identity you think you have? 10 minutes ago, that was called body dysmorphia. It's the same thing as being anorexic. It's a mental illness. When you look at yourself, you have a distorted, untrue image of who you are. Now, we've been playing like it's nice to tell a person, oh, yeah, you know what? You are a woman, even though you're a 6 foot tall man, if you feel that way on the inside. It's kind of like telling a anorexic person, yeah, well, you know what? You are fat, even though you only weigh 97 pounds. Yeah, I see it. You are still kind of fat. You know, your truth. There is no absolute truth. What you feel. You know, still kind of fat. Why don't you go throw up that celery stick? You know. Because everybody, and you know, the masses don't get credit for just how cool America has been to gay people all along. You know, Bugs Bunny was the original mainstream transgender person. You know, he'd dress up in a dress and then go kiss Elmer Fudd right on the lips and run away. We're all like, yeah, man, he's a rebel. But, you know, time and again, as we crept along, you know, even during the 80s and the whole AIDS outbreak, when people could have been treating gay people like lepers, they didn't. There's massive campaigns and goodwill to you know, try to find a treatment, a cure. You know, then, you know, when Bruce Jenner transitioned, everyone was like, yep, no problem. We remember you our whole lives. And we're going to put you on the cover of Cosmo, and we're going to call you Caitlin, and we're going to be mad at people who don't play along. You know, and we might even consider you to be one of our leaders. That's how cool Americans are towards transgender people. Quit marching around like you beat the odds. It's like, no. Remember like in the 80s when even Elton John was in the closet? Yeah, he got married like in 1983 to a woman. Yeah, I think that's when a lot of us finally admitted we knew he was gay. Elton John married a woman for about, 2 months in the 80s. Well, you know, the word started getting out. People started in whispers. I think it was around the time when Freddie Mercury died or got AIDS or something. I don't remember. That was probably way before then. But, you know, Elton John used to pretend he was straight. And Freddie Mercury, for that matter. You know, all those Queen songs, none of us knew he was gay. He wasn't out. But, you know, Queen didn't lose any fans when the lead singer came out with AIDS. Elton John, you know, those are all the love songs. That's a straight people's love songs, you know, Elton John. You know, I can't think of a single case. Like, they still make movies. Hey, never forget Matthew Shepard. That poor little redneck got beat up, you know, whatever. Because they can't find enough victims of intolerance and gay hate. You know, there's no such thing as a gay basher, all right? Everyone's cool with it. But, you know, you guys just went too far left. Now it's normal people who had no problem with it, who were like, yeah, man, let me put on some eyeliner. You know, if you want to take a poop with my daughter, no, I'm sorry. Go into the men's room, even dressed up like a woman. We're cool with that. We don't care. We really don't care. You're not in any danger. No one's going to attack you in the men's room if you come strolling in like RuPaul. Yeah, come on in, whatever. This is America. We're totally cool with that. But the schools are acting like, oh no, we got to train our kids. You know, they get to, oh, because it goes back to the pronouns. You know, because some of these schools are passing, and they all have just a general policy of, I remember this when I was working in schools. If a kid identifies as a different gender, you are supposed to go along with that. No, this happened in my last school. No discussion with the family. You know, a 7th grade girl can choose to identify as a boy, and you as an adult teacher need to identify that girl in he, him pronouns, and use their new made-up name. You know, you're not allowed to. You're just supposed to affirm that. So a lot of parents are like, okay, listen. You know, case by case, we probably would have just done that anyway. If there's really a transgender person who's identifying as the other gender and they want to be called he, she, him, or she, her, whatever, they would have done that. But instead, it's gone so far left where this one parent came up and he was like, okay, I want my kids to identify as a king and queen. You know, from now on, their pronouns are your majesty, or my majesty, or her honor, whatever it is. You know, because this is the what we're opening up. And shut up with the assumption that trans kids are being bullied. Who's not bullied? These dumb little, you know, brainwashing techniques aren't going to end bullying. Quit trying to end bullying. You know, that's another thing. Teachers are ill-equipped, and it's never going to happen. I'm rambling now, but, you know. No, you make a lot of sense. Thank you, sweetie. Donnell says, I think that much of the same was probably said regarding race back in the day. I'm glad that there's an inclusive vibe in my kid's school. Jessica Waboose says, you can be inclusive and teach kids to respect everyone without overstepping and teaching things that should be left up to parents. Yeah. Donnell says, accommodations are made for psychological disorders. So bathrooms, locker room accommodations. I was learning la 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 la. But then Donnell says, but there have been attacks. Well, yeah. Who hasn't been attacked in a public school? You know, we focus on, oh yeah, the poor trans kids. Let's somehow, you know, because there's also been attacks of little girls being sexually assaulted by transgender men or women. But like I always say, you know, it's like the F word, being called a fag. I have been called a fag more than anybody. You know, I'm not even gay. But just growing up in a public school and whatever, you're not going to somehow mandate bullying out of the thing. You know, it's just social control. You can police violence out of an institution to a degree, you know, by having adults around or whatever. But you can't just change the mindset of people by mandating, you know, compelled speech laws. From now on, you must refer to this dude. So don't even say he's a dude. So why? Because scientifically, gender is not something you can view with your own eyes. It's like, yeah, it is. No, that's sex. It's like, shut up. Quit redefining words. You know. I mean, the thing is, like, I left the left. I walked away from them. I didn't, well, the left left me. But I used to identify as a social justice warrior. I didn't say that mockingly. I thought the world, I saw the country as this horrible place. I'd been indoctrinated by my college to believe that the history of America was based on racism and slavery and oppressing others. And that, thank goodness for the brave baby boomer generation who finally tackled these injustices that are uniquely American, you know. And that white people, especially white men, straight white men especially, controlled things in a patriarchy. And the systems, from the schools to the jobs, were set up to keep women and people of color out of the way so that the white man can rule supreme. I believed all that, you know. But I was brainwashed. And things I wouldn't have admitted out loud was, you know, even as a person of color, I was operating out of a real feeling of, I felt like a loser. I felt like I couldn't win anywhere. I was always broke. I was always on the fringes of society, barely above being a homeless person. Every job I had was difficult and low paying. The only jobs I had that were halfway like professional jobs were if I was like recruiting Native Americans, advising somehow helping Native Americans, you know. So I thought, yeah, no, I could never be a lawyer or a doctor. The system was set up against me. But I was kind of a loser, and I wanted to blame somebody other than myself for not being where I wanted to be in life. It's like, well, yeah, even girls, you know. I mean, before I met the love of my life, sweetie. But I remember when I was, you know, used to fail with women a lot. I'd be like, man, this country's so racist. None of these white women want to dance with me. You know, what a bunch of racists. But, I don't know. Something happened at around 50. I don't know how old I was. 49 or something. I seemed to wake up. I was like, wait, what? You know what? If I'm being really honest, you know, because I've even gone into schools and stuff and taught children, you know. My basic education career was based on teaching critical race theory to kids. It's just my own version. Yeah, okay, here's the real Indian history. White man's been dogging us for generations, you know. But when I had to get just honest about my own life, okay, does white privilege exist? I guess I wouldn't know. But does Indian privilege exist? For sure. Every job I've ever had in this town has had something to do with Indian education, helping Native Americans find jobs, you know, college, financial aid, you know, admission stuff. It was all, I've had so many jobs just offered to me. You know, I got a supervisory job on the reservation at the college, you know, high up, entry level job, and I had a staff of 5. You know, I was in meetings with the president and all the, you know, controllers of the college, and, you know, made good money. But I never would have been offered that position at Bemidji State. You know, Bemidji State, how old am I? At the University of Minnesota, Bemidji. And then I was like, okay, what about racism? Isn't Bemidji racist? People would ask me that from out of town. And when I was a liberal, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's a redneck town. Did you know that like 90% of the people in jail right now in Bemidji are Native Americans? What a racist town. You know. And then I, you know, had to get honest. I was like, okay, how many times have I been arrested? Never. How many times have I been bullied by a cop just for being Native American? Never. How many times have, in this town anyway, have I been called something racist? By non-Indians? Never. Only Indian people would ever, call me a redskin. Call me a sav. you know. I'm like, no, actually, if I'm being honest, my personal experience, this whole show, the Michael's comics, the songs, the conferences we get invited to, the radio interest in Ojibwe language and culture has been ridiculously supportive. If I have to generalize based on race, I would say the non-Indian people, the Chamokaman of Bemidji-Galmug, love Indians. It's not even, they don't hate them. They're like, oh, cool, Indian people. Nice. What are you doing? You're teaching Ojibwe language to your children? That's great. Good for you. You know what? Hey, you want to come to our school? You can come to our school, sing some songs. Sing it to all the kids. We don't care. We'll give you hundreds of dollars to just come and talk about being an Indian. Oh, yeah, our kids, we're doing a whole chapter on wigwams. Can you come in and talk about a wigwam? You're like, what? Okay. Let me Google the subject first. But I've had so many opportunities and encouragement and pats on the back. And that not only do I not see racism, I feel like a minor celebrity with this stuff that has to do with Indians, whether it's teaching the language or putting on a play or something. So that's when I started reevaluating everything. I was like, why am I pro-choice? Just sort of operating out of a, hey, screw you, straight white men. Or no, it was mostly a screw you Christians, I think. I used to be pro-choice. I was like, hey, man, woman's butt, right, room to choose. And if I'm being 100% honest, not a bad plan B to have in the back pocket, just in case, I do something really stupid. Then, at the same time, I went, am I being unfair about racism? I went, oh, that's right, they're killing babies. I'm not into that at all. No, why was I saying it's a woman's right to choose? No. How did I think? But, I think I was brainwashed by education, by, woke ideology. So I was like, yeah, man. I hated white man and America. Just hated it. And then, you would seek out books and stuff. I read that guy, some Black Panther wrote a book from prison, Letters from Prison or something, describing his life, and just affirmed all my assumptions about this country and how the cops especially, so afraid of cops. Well, I mean, it's true that I don't speed, and I don't even drive that often, but no, not every cop I've ever met has been a total sweetheart. Some of them are kind of gruff. Pardon me. You ever meet a mechanic? Some men just are not gentlemen. But I've never been, in my whole adult life of 54 years, I've never had a cop just, like you see in the movies. We don't take kindly to your kind around these parts. Hey, redskin, why don't you go back to the reservation? I've never seen that. I don't know. I mean, a lot of times Indian people, when we're just talking about this to ourselves, will be like, if they come up with if they do run across like a racist, somebody says something racist, they're almost happy. Like, hey, that was racist. I can't believe it. And you go home that night. You won't believe what happened to me today. A guy yelled a racist thing at me. I couldn't believe. Like one time I got called a knob when I was in high school. And or it wasn't called a knob. The girls used the term knob to refer to Native Americans. And I go, knob? What do you mean, what's knob? She goes, Anishinaabe. And I was like, what? You know the word Anishinaabe and you're still using racist terms? Oh, those dirty knobs. I was like, what? It's like, hey, that's our mascot. Where are the Bemidji knobs? What, we can't do that anymore? Even like the whole mascot issue. People will say, oh, like, look how racist this country is. Oh, the Washington Redskins, the Cleveland Indians. That's racist. Why exactly? How is that restricting power from a group of people? Well, it's just sort of, it's indicative of the dehumanizing of the, indigenous people. And our treaty rights. People throw that around a lot too. Hey, that's a violation of our treaty rights. Oh, really? Which treaty? No pipeline treaty we signed with Canada. It's like, I don't think that's a treaty thing. I mean, you can be against the pipeline, more power to you. But I don't think they're violating a treaty, or they wouldn't have pipelines all over the country. Or they would have originally violated it 50 years ago with the original pipeline. It's like, well, we stand with indigenous rights. We got just the same rights as everybody else. Actually, you know what? You're right. You're right, straw man argument. Excuse me. There is systemic racism. There are some systems that are based on discriminating against other people based on race. That would be called all treaty rights, every blood quantum, reservation, tribal identity, anything to do with your identity as a Native American that is official with the government. Any benefit bestowed to Native Americans is a systemically racist policy. This is a policy which discriminates on race. Any scholarship, that's systemic racism. I mean, I'm not saying get rid of these policies, do what you like. But when I was brainwashed, I thought, hey, Wally Bear, how you doing? Wally Bear just like, quit bragging, Niji. Yeah, you're totally right. But, what was I going to say? Wally Bear is so hilarious. Missy says, Steve's parents asked me how I grew up. I said, just like everyone. Yeah, exactly. Hey, how'd you grow up? Oh, I grew up on a reservation the Indian way. Going to public school, watching TV, living with my parents. What? But yeah, at college, I have you thinking, we're riding bareback on a spotted pony. Come on, kids, we're going to go on a buffalo hunt before school. Get your boots on. But so systemic racism. Yeah, when I was brainwashed, I thought, yeah, the systems, America, systemic racism. This way you can't even point at a person. You're a racist. It's not you. It's your colonized mind. It's the whole country you live in. It's the soup in which you swim. But when you're under the spell, I know there's going to be some people watching this right now like, what is wrong with this guy? But when I was under the spell, you see stuff like, remember that old lady who would go into schools? I think it was called Brown Eyes, Blue Eyes. Yeah. And she would have all these activities that would discriminate against the blue-eyed kids and make the brown-eyed kids feel really special. Yeah. And the whole point, and she became super famous, wrote a book. And the whole point was how she's going to undo racism, going to teach kids, the assumption is they're already racist. but they didn't know it. And so she's going to undo racism. And, well, when I used to watch it when I was, all blue-pilled, I thought, oh, she's great. That lady, we should get her up to Minnesota. We can undo the racism of these kids, these racist children. And now I watch it, I'm like, what? Why is an old lady bullying these children? That's horrible. And, lady, this isn't the 1940s when you were in school. Kids are not being treated differently based on their skin color. At all. Oh, really? Yes, really. Then how come so many of our brothers and sisters don't graduate from high school? It's because the teachers are racist. It's like, yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's because you're a terrible parent. Maybe it's because you never made your kid go to school and give them any kind of skills or discipline. Maybe your kid is dumb. Nobody wants to say that. Oh, no, he's learning. He's got a different way of learning. He doesn't like to read. It gives him anxiety. So shut up. Back in my day. You see what I did, sweetie? What's that? I spent the whole hour just talking on one subject. You didn't even take a call from Michael Jackson or anything. Should I take a call from Michael real quick? Yeah, he's online too. Michael Jackson, you want to weigh on this? Do you think this is a racist country? No, that's ignorant. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter if you want to get plastic surgery. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. I mean, look at you. We loved you. Yeah, I was the king of pop. That's right. And you never came out and said you were gay. Hey, allegedly, and I'm not gay. You're not gay? No, I'm a pedophile. All right, I'm getting out of this conversation. No, wait. What? I'm not doing Michael Jackson jokes in this show. It's too easy. No, that's ignorant. I want to teach you the Ojibwe word of the day. Maingan is wolf. Maingan, wolf. That's interesting. Yeah. And what's that next word? Anamosh. It's a dog. Anamosh. A dog. Shamoa. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go, Michael. All right, see you later. Gigawabamin, Minawa. Gigawabamin, Minawa, Michael. That's insane. I didn't even get to play a song, sweetie. Well, you can play one now. Did you want to come up and say hello to the crew? Sure. All right. Yeah. Here's a song. Okay. Last word on the whole race issue in America. All this politics, all the division, it's so crazy times. This is going to settle it all. The one thing we can all agree on. In Ojibwe, our word for blueberry pie is Mina Bashki Mina Sagani Batusi Jagani Bakwajigan. All right? Just write that down. It's going to be on the test later. All right. I'll see you later. Sweetie. What? You're not going to leave on that? Nah. Mina Bashki Mina Sagani Batusi Jagani Bakwajigan. It is blueberry pie filling rolled in bread. And this is a song we wrote to help you remember. And up next will be the lovely and talented Natasha. Miigwech Bizinda Wieg. Thank you for listening.
And I wanted a piece of blueberry pie. So I went up and I asked this guy, and he only spoke Ojibwe. So I had to say, Mina Bashki Mina Sagani Batusi Jigani Bakwajigan. Mina Bashki Mina Sagani Batusi Jigani Bakwajigan. Mina Bashki Mina Sagani Batusi se chicani, bakwe chikan, mera bashki mera sagani, tu se chicani, bakwe chikan. And I wanted a piece of blueberry pie, so I went up and I asked this guy. He only spoke OJIBWE, so I had to say, Mena bashki mena sakani, betu se chikani, bakwe chikan. Mena bashki mena sakani, betu se chikani. Bakwe chikan, mera bashki mera sagani, betu se chikani. Bakwe chikan, mera bashki mera sagani, betu se chikani. Bakwe chikan.
Bakwe chikan. Ah, sweetie, that was so much fun. Yeah, I like writing songs. Hey, everybody. Natasha Nindishanakaz. Natasha is my name. And so good to be back. I missed you guys so much. And Adam says, you're back. I'm back under a rock. Oh, this is Adam under a rock. Good to see you again, Adam. Wally Bear, what kind of pop? Pepsi? Yeah, don't say Pepsi around Michael Jackson. He's got post-traumatic Pepsi commercial trauma syndrome. So what's going on? Yeah, I know, it's crazy times. I mean, I know people are always saying that, but it really does seem just charged and divided. I think, you know what I was thinking too, sweetie? What's that? Well, you know how it seems like the country, everyone's divided on issues about race or transgenderism or abortion, COVID, the vaccination. But has it always been something like that? And maybe we're just seeing more of it because of YouTube. No, I don't think so. What do you mean? Well, I think like in the 80s, there were like, lots of people's parents, one, the dad would be a Republican, the mom would be a liberal, be a Democrat. Yeah. People used to be able to have totally different values and could still be friends. They could be different, religions and stuff. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you got away from the internet, are people really as divided? Like you're only hanging out with people who agree with you on the vaccination and agree with you on, whether or not there's a race war going on, white supremacy. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you're no help. Yeah, sorry. I guess I want to believe that, it's fun to talk about, and there's so much coverage on these ideas that it seems like everybody's having the same conversations in their homes. Oh, can you believe it? They're teaching the kids that, it's okay to, spank it. And, they're teaching 5-year-olds about sodomy. But maybe that's just what they're constantly talking about on YouTube. Maybe it's just a news thing. Like what happened to the war on terror? Remember when we were also afraid of Islamic fundamentalists? They just gave that up. Of course, now apparently that's going to come back. Oh, because of Afghanistan? Is that the country? I don't even know. Afghanistan? Yeah. The Taliban. Oh no, Taliban. Taliban, Taliban, Talibanana. Oh no! I mean, I don't know. What are we supposed to do about it? Why were we there for 20 years? I never understood in the first place. Bring the boys back home. But yeah, hasn't been an easy time for Joe Biden. I realized the other day, I thought that Joe Biden had been president for 2 years already. I think that's just because it seems like it's been so long and so much has crashed under his watch. You know? Poor old Joe. Poor old Hunter. They're in my prayers. Hey, speaking of prayers, did you want to go out and say a prayer? Oh, I suppose I could. I could teleport you outside, or you could take a call. Oh, let me take a call first. All right. What line? On line 2. Hello, caller. Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. You're on the air.
Hey, yo, Natasha, how you doing?
Well, hi, Sylvester.
You can call me Sly.
Well, hi, Sly. Welcome to the show. It's so nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, I was just watching the show, and you guys really bring up a lot of interesting points.
Yeah, huh?
But I gotta disagree with Nana Boozhoo about one thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, I think that America is pretty racist when you think about it.
Really? Why do you say that?
Well, because of the racism against the Italian Americans. I'm the Italian stallion, right?
Yeah.
And, every time you see an Italian on a movie or in a TV show, what are they doing?
They're part of the mob?
Exactly. They're part of the mob. Well, I wasn't part of the mob. I was a boxer.
Actually, even in Rocky, weren't you like a, kind of a bone breaker for the mob?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting. I guess I did work for the mob. But still, that's racist against Italians. Just because we're Italians doesn't mean we're all working for the mob. And it also doesn't mean we're slow and dim-witted.
Yeah, huh? They do stereotype Italians. Are there any, sports mascots that are Italians?
Oh, let me think about it. The Patriots.
The Patriots? They're Italians?
That's right, because who loves America more than the Italians? Who does? Tell me!
Well, you just said that America was racist against Italians.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. So I've been hit so much that sometimes my brain, it doesn't work so quick. And also,
What's that?
I've been hit so much that sometimes my brain, it doesn't work so good. And you know what else?
What?
My brain, I've been hit so much that...
Yeah, your brain doesn't work.
Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. I've been hit so much that sometimes my brain don't work so good.
That's okay. So what is it? Do you think America is racist? Or do you love America?
Well, can it be both? Can't you love a racist country?
I don't know. Sweetie, can you love a country you think is racist?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, it is tricky.
Yeah. And by the way, what difference does it make about how you feel about the country?
Well, because it'll motivate how you behave or your decisions you make. If you love America, you're going to want to do something to, maybe that's the difference between being conservative and liberal.
What do you mean?
Well, if you love America, you think it's great, you're going to want to conserve it, keep it the same. If you hate America, you're going to want to change it. You're going to want to be liberal about your changing stuff.
Hey, I never thought of that.
Yeah. So when I really hated America, I was super liberal. And then I got old and I started thinking, you know what? I'm glad I'm not living in Mexico, tell you that much.
Yeah, it ain't so bad. Sometimes when I think about things, I have to think, America is a land of opportunity.
Exactly. It's a land of opportunity. It's a home of the free, land of the brave.
That's absolutely right. Love it or hate it, it's your home. You should respect your homeland. It's your mother.
Yeah, that's what we should be thinking of. This is Mama Earth.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't have a wall.
Oh, are you supporting of a wall?
Yeah, that's right. If I were the president, I'd have a wall, and then I'd stand on top of that wall with my machine guns and my big old Rambo knife, and I'd be like, "Hey, you guys, you know," and then they'd run away.
Yeah, they would. We should just put you in a like Rambo outfit and have you stand at the border. Then, we could defend the country.
That's what I would do. That's what Rambo is about. It's about defending America.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, so what can I do for you today?
Oh, I just wanted to call in and say hello. I just wanted to say bonjour to you. I wanted to say bonjour to Nana Boozhoo. Hey, Sylvester, bonjour. Yeah, you bonjour right back at you, Nana Boozhoo. And then, I just wanted to say to the Boozhoo crew that thank you so much for coming and seeing my last movie.
You think they saw your movie?
No, nobody came to see it. I don't know. I think maybe I did too many sequels. What do you think?
I don't know. You could keep making Rocky movies for the end of time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, forget about it. All right, well, I better get going. You know why?
Why?
'Cause that's how winning's done.
Yeah, that sure is. All right, well, thanks for calling in, Sly.
Hey, forget about it.
Gigawawa min, minawa.
Yeah, Gigawaba Min, Minowa.
Sylvester Stallone. I can't believe he calls in as often as he does.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah. All right, you want to teleport me outside?
Sure.
I'm just gonna go outside real quick. Put out a little tobacco.
All right, sweetie, I'm locking on your coordinates.
All right.
1 to teleport outside. Hang on.
Okay. What should I hang on to?
Hello?
Hi, sweetie. It's Natasha.
Oh, hey there, sweetie. Did you make it out there okay?
Yeah. Oh, it's really pretty. I'm in the flower bed again.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice spot.
Yeah, it sure is.
All right, well, you just give me a call when you need a ride home.
Okay, thanks.
All right, over and out.
Over and out. Bloop. Okay, let me get some tobacco. Asema. Kichimanadu. Odapana niwi asema. Please accept my tobacco. Or daga odapana niwi asema. Daga, please. Please don't go. Don't go away. I'm begging you to stay. No. Alright, please accept my tobacco. Mikwechka iji bimanazian. Thank you for my life. Mikwechka iji gijaguk. Thank you for this day. Mikwechka iji way buck. Thank you for the weather. Way buck weather. And mikwechka iji jikeanungum. Kaiji kakina geku. Thank you for everything that you do today. Ape inge. Amen. 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 Everybody now. So yeah. Whistle around the rain on fear. Have you any dreams you like to know? Dreams of loneliness like a heartbeat down cuckoo. In the stillness of a memory, what you have, what you have, ooh, what you love. So what do you love? Do you love a beautiful meadow of flowers like me? No. Do you love your kitten? Do you have a little cat like Bagheera? Do you love your grandma? Do you love your grandpa? Do you love your sweetheart? Do you love your job? Does anybody love their job? Because, I love doing the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. But it doesn't really... I guess technically it's my job. Because this is what I do. But once I started loving doing it, it didn't feel like a job. We do the radio show, and we get a regular paycheck from them. So that's like a job, part-time job. But mostly, if I ever had a real job, I didn't like it. It took too much time. I always felt hassled and having to show up at a certain time every day. And we do here too, even though we're late half the time. But it used to fill me with anxiety and depression. These jobs I had. I can't tell here because I don't have a computer. I'm just out here. But something tells me in my psychic connection I have with Wisani is that he loves his job. Well, Wisani, that's different for you. Your job's a career. You see, Wisani's a hired hitman. He goes on assassin jobs all over the country. He gets to stay in nice hotels and smuggle his guns. But, yeah, so your job is fun. Yeah, it's fun to kill people. We all understand that. But some people have to work in, like, the post office. Missy says, sometimes I think I love too much. Yeah, you do, actually. Missy's a big old sap. She loves everybody. She adopts children that aren't even hers. She cries over other people's tragedies. You're such a sap, Missy. Missy says, living in a Biden world. I want Barbie back. Yeah, I want to live in a Barbie world. Hey, the Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Come on, baby, let's go party. La, ah, ah. I hardly know that song. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I'm sure before this is all over, Barbie's going to come out as trans. You know, oh, from now on, call me Bud. I identify as Ken. And Ken, I mean, come on, we all know he was the gay friend anyway. La, la, la. We sneeze, crack it up. Disavow. Disavow. No. So, yeah. Oh, it's just pretty today. I've been complaining too much about the weather. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, I'm slightly discomforted. If this country wasn't so racist, I'd have air conditioning, but no. It's the man coming down on me. I think I'll join a pride parade. Where's my pink hat? I don't know. I mean, in a way, when you get old and conservative, I heard this once. They said, it's an old saying, but I think it's true. If you're not a liberal when you're in your 20s, you don't have a heart. You know, you just don't. You're heartless if you're not a liberal. You don't want to help all these different groups. Well, you pick your group. Fight against, racism against the Italians. Fight, defend the rights of the developmentally disabled. If that's even the term anymore. Whatever it is. If you're really not a liberal in your 20s, you have no heart. But if you're still a liberal in your 50s, you got no brain. I mean, come on. It's going to go with whatever trendy victim narrative. Oh, those guys were bullying me just because of how I identify. Oh, sucks to be you. We can't make this a bully-proof world. That's the other part. Well, you should try. Shut up. I'm going to bully you. I'm going to bully the people who want to rid bullying. Oh, really? Let's see if you still feel that way after we shove you in a locker. Yeah, you fag. I think if women started calling men fags more often, it would have a lot more oomph. Come on, you fag. Ooh, don't say that. That's the F word. La 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 do do do. Oh God, hey. Anyway, that was my prayer Thank you, Kichimanadu.
Oh, you're very welcome, my daughter.
Oh, hi. I didn't know you were here.
I'm always listening.
How you doing?
I am the creator. I'm doing great. How are you, my daughter?
Oh, I'm doing great, too. You know, I have an attitude for gratitude. Nah.
Oh, that's a good one, daughter. Hey, you know, it's getting pretty late. You should think about closing up the show.
Yeah, you're right. We have gone kind of long. All right. You don't mind if I teleport back?
No, I'm always with you, my daughter.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Ladies and gentlemen, get your manadu.
Okay, hey, hello, my BOOZHOO crew.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bloop.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie. It's Natasha.
Hi, honey. Did you want me to teleport you back?
Would you mind?
Not at all. Hang on, I'm going to lock in on your coordinates.
Okay.
Locking in. Okay, I got your coordinates. And I'm going to teleport you in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
1. Hold on, it's not working. Oh, here we go. Hey, welcome back.
Ah, thanks, sweetie.
Did you see God?
No, but I talked to him for a minute.
Oh, that's nice when he shows up.
Yeah. He says he's always listening.
That's what I hear.
All right. Jessica Wabu says, I think that means you're in the wrong job, Wally Bear. But we've all been there. Wally Bear says, I wish 8 hours didn't feel like an eternity. Yes, I've been there, Wally Bear. When you're in a job that you don't like, every 5 minutes takes about half an hour. Because you're constantly looking back at that clock and, oh, for crying out loud. Keep doing it. Work. You tell yourself, don't look. And then you gotta look. Okay, that has to be at least half an hour. 2 minutes. You know. And you can almost feel the pressure release when it's finally quitting time. You go, oh, that walk to the car, you're like, oh, thank goodness. They let me go. It's like they let you out of prison. This thing everyone's so proud of you doing. It feels like you're being let out of prison. Yeah, my heart's with you. Wally Bear 836. Oh, except Wally Bear says, no, not really. I actually like my job. It still feels that way. And Wally Bear likes the job. Jessica says, maybe you just like going home when you like your job. Yeah, always. I always just want to be home. Anytime I've been gone, you know, whether I'm Walmart, church, doing anything, I just want to get home. Wally Bear says, I'm security enforcement officer at a casino. Oh, okay. Wally Bear, security. We're talking to a cop. Oh, well, excuse me. Pigs in a blanket, frying like bacon. Nah. All right, sweetie, do you want to add anything, or I'm going to head out?
No, that's good. Hey, will you tell them I said thanks?
Yeah, sure. Well, everybody, on behalf of NanaBOOZHOO, you too, Michael?
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everyone.
And Michael Lyons, just want to say, me quit gonna wabi egg. Thank you for watching. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I'm Natasha, this is NanaBOOZHOO.
Okay.
This is Michael Lyons.
Hello.
And I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Sweetie, I think you know what to do.
I know what to do. One to teleport.
See you later.
Okay, hang on.